Okay guys, this is the start of kitchen countertops. I started planing these down here and up here on the workbench. We're going to get both sides down where it's nice and smooth and flat, and I have sharp corners, so when I mesh them together, it's seamless. I'm going to let her keep videotaping me while I run this last board through, and you guys can see what I'm doing here, okay? Okay guys, I have, on these boards here, I have 3 more sides to do. I have to do both sides, the small sides, and of course this side, as you see, hasn't been touched yet. But what I'm after here, if you look right here, you see how sharp that edge is? This is what I'm after, so when I go to put these together, and I cut my joints and I glue them together, these things will look like all one piece when I'm done. That's what I'm shooting for. I'm not as much as a wood guy as I am metal grinding, cutting, and welding. So we're going to see how this turns out. And I will do videos here and there for you guys to see, because I've had some of my subscribers know I do a lot of house repairs and remodeling, and they keep telling me, you really need to make videos and show us how you do all these things, and I never seem to get around to it. So today, when I was doing this, I thought, hey, the wife is out here, she's running the camera for me. Maybe I'll have her videotape me and I can do a video for you guys to show you how I'm doing this. Okay, so let me get back at it and we'll take videos here and there as we on the progress, okay? We are going to be running these boards through one more time on this side, and then I will be readjusting the planer to do the edges. And then next we'll be setting up to put my biscuits in on the ends, making sure they line up perfectly together, and then the step after that will be sanding them. So let's get started on running these across. Okay, I stopped this because I wanted to show you guys something, and it's kind of hard for me to avoid this with this long of a board and trying to work it by myself, but I do have a plate that I use to put in the planer so it supports the board better to stop sniping, what they call sniping, and I'll show you what this is. As you see that line right there? It snipes it at the end, but I'm not too worried about this because I'm cutting all this off anyway. So I didn't even bother. Maybe I should have, but I didn't even bother. But I wanted to show you guys that, and there are ways to stop it. The trays that they put on these Harbor Freight planers is part of the problem of the sniping, but I won't get into that today. I'm going to get back at this, and when I get to the other process of sending them through on their sides, I'll come back on and show you guys. Okay guys, I got the boards I need done for the island inside, and after I get those together, meshed together, and I'll show you the process I'm going to do on the way through it, we'll start the other ones after I get the other ones glued together and clamped together, so I'm going to leave it set for like 48 hours to dry and set up. But I have to do a lot of measuring now so I get my joints where I need them and want them, and I'll come back to you guys shortly. Here's the seams, and I think after I'm done sanding, these will be okay. I've been working on measuring out my boards here. If you see the lines here, I got it marked on each one where they're going to join up. I also measured 5/8 of an inch in on the side here, so on both boards it's directly center. It'll slide together. The biscuits will be able to join in. Let's see if I can move you back to see this first one. See? They'll go in like that, and then they'll line up on each board, and I'll be able to glue them and join them and clamp them. So now I got my angle set up right, okay, and my depth set up right. So if you see this little line, let me see if I can get you over here. See that little line right there, and you see that little notch in my back plate right there. See it? See if I can move it out and show you. See that line? Okay. Right there. That little notch, it's going to line up with that mark, and then we're going to put our groove in the wood. So let me set this down here, and we'll show you how this works. Let me get it lined up, sitting flush. Put a little bit of pressure to hold it. And that's all that's to it. Now I'll take you off and show you the groove that it made. See? Nice, clean, neat. Now I set that biscuit back down. Let me grab one. These are set for 20s. So, see, that's how they fit in there. They'll fit in there just like so. Then we'll put glue in those holes and down this seam. And then when the other board comes in, it'll have these same grooves and it'll slip right over that. Okay, so I'm going to get these done. Oop, I accidentally hit the off button there. I will go ahead and do a couple, or let you guys watch me go down this board so you guys kind of get an idea, and I'm trying to get you a good angle here. Okay, just like that. That's about the best I can do. Oh, what if I brought you down a little bit? There we go. That's better. All right. Now I'm just going to line these up on my marks. Make sure it's setting flush and flat the way I want it. And as you see, that's all that's to that. So let me run through these boards real quick and I'll be right back. Now guys, I don't want you, when you're doing this, don't get in a hurry. Make sure you're flat on top and bottom on your plates. I don't know if you see me there, okay. Here on your plates, make sure you're flat and even. And like I said, do not rush through this process. Okay, I'm taking time to make sure my plate is flat here and here so that my biscuit isn't going to try to push my wood in a direction I don't want it to go. I'm gonna see if I can get this in frame here. If you guys have noticed, when I have it here and I set where I want it, let's see if I can get my arm out of the way. I take my thumb here. Let's move you up closer. I take my thumb right here, up on this corner, and I hold it this way because as the blade is spinning, okay, the blade is spinning clockwise. So it's going to try to push you a little bit, you know, this way to the left. So I just put my thumb right here in this corner, and when I got everything flat, and you don't have to push hard, you just kind of pinch your finger right there a little bit, and it will hold it in place and you won't have any issue. But I wanted to give you guys a little heads up on that. Guys, I want to let you know, I don't get sponsored or paid by anybody to show the products that I use. I just use it and tell you guys how it works out. But this is the wood glue that I always use, okay, on everything, all my wood projects. That's what I use. I just want to know I got a nice tight seal, and since this is going to be used for an island, I thought, well, let's use the waterproof stuff. Let's make sure we're good to go no matter what happens. It is going to have an epoxy top on it, but it's just one of those things. It's peace of mind for me. You know what I mean? So I'm going to start showing you guys how I'm putting this together. I'll get started here, and let me get this stood up on end, and then I will make sure that you guys can see some of it in view. What if we came down like this? How about that? That's better, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so let me get situated here, and I will get this started. Oh, guys, I'm glad I thought of this. These joints here, when you do this work, sometimes, and it happened to me today, my catch bag got a little full, and towards the end, it wasn't cleaning out the hole with all the shavings. So what I did was I come through each one. I just take a biscuit and each one I just do this and kick it out, you know, and make sure the holes are completely empty and clean. So when you go to put this together, you don't have this binding in there and not going to get a good hold. It's going to be pushing you out to where your wood isn't tied up against each other. So to avoid that, just make sure your biscuit holes are cleaned out and good to go, okay? And any debris that you might have by the holes right here from when it cut, make sure you shave that off, which is what I'm getting ready to do. And I'll get this done and I'll be right back with you folks. Didn't think about it, but I should show you how I do it. I just take a razor blade and any little chunks like right here by the hole, I'll make sure it comes out so that it doesn't hold my two pieces of wood apart. That would be a disaster. You get all this glue and then you miss a spot and it won't fit tight together. So I'm going to go through all these real quick and I'll be right back. I'm back. Okay. What I'm going to do is I want to put some glue in these holes, and I do want some to come out, so I know the cavity is full with wood and glue. And then I will run a line down the middle. And some squirts out. I'm not too worried about it because, well, I got to sand it when I get it all glued together anyway. So I'm just going to do this. I'll probably wipe what I can off, but I do want to make sure this joint is going to get glued. Alright, now I'm going to do this one the same way because these two are going to meet here. This one don't need that much because I got some on this side already. I'm just doing a quick little line here. But I do want to make sure I got enough glue in those biscuit holes. Put this off to the side. Yeah, I'm going to have to wipe some of this off. I think I got a little much here, but that's okay. I'll wipe some of it off. I'd rather have too much than not enough. Let these squeeze that glue out. Like so. Now we know that cavity is full, right? So let's just take a little bit of this off. And I'm not worried if I get some on this side. Like I said, it's going to, it needs to get sanded anyway, so no big deal, you know what I mean? Sorry guys, I didn't know my camera was filling up there. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to get this side glued. Put some down in these pockets. And then I'll just run one line and I should be able to put them together. Okay, we're getting to this last one here. By no means, guys, am I saying I'm a professional at this. We work on things, we remodel, we repair, you know, stuff like that. Kind of a jack of all trades, but have none mastered. So, if any of you out there are professionals at this, and you think I'm doing something wrong, by all means, let me know. Tell me. Say, hey, you shouldn't have done that, or you should do that. You should do this. You shouldn't do that. But, like I said, I know enough to get me by, where I don't have to keep hiring people to do work that I should be able to do by myself. And isn't that the game plan in life? To be able to be self-efficient, to do things for yourself instead of always counting on other people. I don't know about you, but that's how I feel about it. I don't like having to count on other people. I like knowing that if something needs done around my home, I know I could probably fix it. And if I can't, I'm going to learn. Because I'm the type of person that likes to be self-efficient. Okay. My bifocals won't work here. Alright, now I'm going to get this bad boy clamped together, squeeze it together real good. Let me get this off here, out of the way. Get me some clamps. Now, I tell you guys, I always do this. I always put boards on the end to protect and keep me from destroying the edge of my work. So that might be something that you guys might want to think about too, which I'm probably sure I'm not the only one that does this, so, but I thought it was worth mentioning, because some people just get going and don't really think about stuff like that because they're in a hurry. And I get it, because I get in a hurry a lot, so. And there'll be more than just these two clamps put on this. I'm going to make sure it has plenty, kind of equal the load out, you know what I mean? I gotta move this down here to, so I can tighten my clamps up. Gotta get the handles off the edge there. There we go. Alright, there's one. Kind of. And this is going to be the second one. Then I'll go get some more clamps and we'll get this bad boy clamped down. Oh, this might be easier said than done, hanging off the edge like this. We'll get that to hold that in place for me. There we go. Now I want to make sure all my lines match up, and they do. Yep, on both sides. I don't know if you guys see that. I kind of got you out of view there, don't I? Sorry about that. But I want to make sure before I get this tightened down that everything is... See, I got a line here, so everywhere I put a biscuit, I want to kind of give it a tap just in case. It's hung up a little bit. This will allow it to slip down in. All right. Let's get a little bit more pressure put on there. Grab a couple more clamps. Let's get these clamps on here. And I'll have to, I'm going to have to get this sanded down, but I'm going to leave this set, I think, for probably 48 hours just to make sure I got a good dry, because I got some glue on the top here and it's going to have to get sanded off anyway, but I got all my pencil marks and stuff like that. So there we go, guys. Now it's just going to set for 72 hours. And let me grab a, oh, here it is. Just fell on the floor is all. Any places I see where there's a little bit that seeped through, I'm just going to, you know, that squeezed out, just going to wipe it off so it's less sanding. There we go. Oh my golly, I think that looks pretty good. Alright guys, well, I'm going to shut the camera off because we're done until this thing dries out, and then we're going to get the sanding, routing, all that good stuff. So I will talk to you soon. Bye.